My short nap didn't help much. A sudden time zone shift only added to my weariness. The room's dim lights felt annoyingly taxing on my eyes. With a tired sigh, I rose from the old man's chair and my head started to spin. Suddenly, an intense rush of anger gripped me. I had let myself grow soft. No, not soft, damn it. Luke forcefully slammed his hands on the table, muttering to himself. I allowed myself to become weak. The mere thought of it built up into a deep, primal rage that instantly jolted Luke from his drowsy state. Unpacking my meager belongings, I couldn't help but eye my limited wardrobe options with mild irritation. The closet held 8 Commander's outfit sets, along with an issue of Sarah's gift. 5 brand new suits accompanied by a note that read, "You looked quite dashing the last time, love, Sarah." Clever. Everyone thinks they're so clever. Well then, Sarah. Charles. Charles, huh? Luke's visible frustration transformed into a wicked smile as he changed his attire, muttering something about, "Better to solve the problem before it gets out of control." The grin on Luke's face wasn't malicious. It resembled that of a mischievous child. After the quick change, Luke appraised himself in the mirror, declaring, "That should do it." He took a bottle of water from the delivered package near the closet, commenting, "So thoughtful," as he looked at the items placed inside. Seconds later, Luke was exiting his chambers but stopped abruptly at the doorstep, surveying his surroundings once more. His gaze lingered on all the photos in the room, pictures of his comrades and their children. He stared at them with a dead, cold, detached look, then closed his eyes briefly, leaving the room with a reminiscent smile on his face. Luke found himself traversing a long, well-lit corridor, its walls suggesting recent construction, emitting a strong, metallic scent. 30 seconds later, he entered a vast, oval-shaped area with a dome-shaped glass room in the middle. A portion of the dome, covered with small, overlapping metallic plates, hinted at a possibility of protection from more than prying eyes. The automated entrance to the dome was wide open, revealing a large, oval-shaped table surrounded by chairs. A man leaned on a glass wall near the entrance, seemingly in no hurry to enter. Encountering a workout nut was quite common in Luke's line of work. But despite that, he could not help but admire the physique of the man before him. Standing at least 1.95 meters tall, bald, with a shaved head, exaggeratedly thick eyebrows, and an intimidating face adorned with an unshaved beard for at least a few weeks, adding to his wild appearance. His arms and legs resembled tree trunks. Even so, with his far from delicate looks, Luke had a strange feeling that the man did not sacrifice a lot of functionality in attaining this physique of his. Luke, of all people, knew that the blessings of life come in all shapes and forms. Guard, mercenary. Luke dismissed these thoughts, examining the man's attire. Straps, pockets filled with tools, dirty, oiled clothes resembling nothing less than a mechanic's outfit. The man stood, plucking beard strands with meaty fingertips, a serious expression on his face as if deep in contemplation. Eventually noticing Luke, who was observing him curiously, he waved and gestured toward himself, inviting Luke to join him. As soon as he was nearing, the man spoke, guest." The man said it with such enthusiasm and with such a thick Russian accent that if not for Luke's training, he probably would have dropped his bottle out of surprise right there. Of course, Luke thought to himself, keeping a serious expression. The man inquired, "I think the deputy director cleared you, yes? He lets you wander like this, yes?" Luke nodded and answered simply, "Yes, deputy director was supposed to pick me up, but he was late." The man's surprised eyes lingered on Luke. He brushed his beard and chin firmly with one of his hands, contemplating as he looked Luke up and down several times. Finally he asked, "You have no dress?" Luke replied, "No, sadly I'm out of dresses." The man chuckled, "Ah, funny man, and well. Director late, he fight." "Fight?" Luke questioned. "Yes, he fights the good doctor here. So busy, no come." "Ah, yes, me no manners," the man admitted, introducing himself as Yuri, Chief Engineer Officer, and extended his large hand for a handshake. Luke put his bottle on the ground, took the extended hand, and felt its iron grip. He answered in kind by tightening his own, surprising the big man, and continued with the introduction. "My name is Luke Allard. I was brought here to continue the old man's work." You could see the Yuri's clenching his teeth slightly, his eyes glinting with curiosity. After the handshake, Yuri examined Luke with newborn curiosity. "New boss, is that so?" Ah, that's why you come from there, Luke responded. Yes, Yuri, my friend, I'm your new commander. Yuri remarked. Commander, yes, if director says so. Yuri said that with a strong emphasis on director, and Luke was certain it was a show of respect for the man, not just the office. Such respect is not easily earned in the world that Luke lived in. Yuri continued. You need something. You come to Yuri, but we drink before, friend. Luke's face lit up with a huge smile instantly. He was relishing the absurdity of it all. No idea why or where he is. The sounds of loud, heated arguments resembling screams emanating from the room in front of him. His second-in-command late to pick him up on his very first day. And now, he was greeted by a huge man straight out of cartoons. Yuri, do you know why they're fighting? It's getting quite loud out here. You said you want to help. Why don't you go there and assist me with their attitude? Luke asked, holding an amused smile on his face. Yuri responded. Fighting? Yes. Attitude? No. That's your job. The good doctor is a scary woman. A sigh and a short chuckle escaped Luke before he inquired about the cause of the fight. Yuri explained. The good doctor wants director to capture things for study. Yuri's face twisted for a moment into a disgusting frown. The man was a straight-up open book, living out his emotions on his face. Director says things too dangerous to capture, he kills them, Yuri explained. Things? What things? Luke asked. Yes, things. Director didn't tell about things? He will. That's his job, Yuri responded. Now we go, we late, need to start, Yuri said, and pointed his meaty fingers towards the entrance. As Luke picked up his bottle of water and entered the room, Deputy Director Donovan's frame leaned backward, dodging an object. That object now flew toward Luke's head. With a swift move, Luke caught it just before it could splash into his face with his free hand. A slight whistle followed from Yuri, who witnessed the unexpected feat. Luke blinked, jerked his head slightly, an audible cracking sound following from his neck. Lowering his hand, he inspected the acquired object, a mostly finished carton box drink, a milkshake named Meow. Meow, huh? Luke thought. The infuriated woman, who clearly missed her mark, noticed Luke for the first time. He was standing some small distance behind Deputy Director Charles Donovan, right at the entrance. She stared at Luke with her eyes wide open, and it looked like she was about to snap even harder. A few seconds later, she cocked her head towards the ceiling and focused her eyes above her. Then she took a few deep breaths before continuing with a calm voice. Seriously, Charles? You were gone for days, and now that you're back, we have tourists roaming our base? Charles, can it be that you managed to lose not only your competence, but also your fucking mind? She shouted the following, then composed herself, neatly fixed her white coat's collar, and left the room while muttering something in German. Touchy indeed, Luke said to himself with an assured nod. Deputy Director Charles Donovan, caught in a daze and confusion, finally took a look behind him. There he found the tourist the good doctor was referring to, dressed in flip-flops, shorts painted with flowers, and a white t-shirt with a printed no sign and the sentence, I hate pigeons. Sir, are those flip-flops, sir? Charles asked. Luke looked at Charles, then at Yuri, and confidently stated, Yes, those are my lucky flip-flops. Lucky, yes, I see, sir. Luck is important after all. And, sir, are those Hawaiian flower shorts? Charles continued. Indeed, Charles. My grandmother gave them to me. Luke turned to Yuri and asked, Family is important, right, Yuri? Yuri, with a serious expression, answered, Yes, family is important, putting strong emphasis on family. And, sir, did you not see the outfits that were delivered to your closet? I believe I ordered 8 sets of them to be brought there, Charles queried, his left eye twitching with nervous tics. Yeah, but I didn't feel like wearing them. I think it's the weather, Luke replied. The what? Deputy Director Charles Donovan, a true professional and a hardened military man, stood there baffled beyond belief. As amusing as it was for Luke, his little fun time was interrupted by a siren a few seconds later. The siren also managed to snap the Deputy Director out of his confused mental state. The last time the siren rang, it did so at a great cost to Project Anvil. It rang at the cost of many operatives and their general, Nicholas Foster. There was no confusion or indecisiveness. Donovan's face became stern and focused. All business, all protocol. Donovan, sir, follow me to the Situation Room, sir, Donovan requested. He left the room hurriedly. Yuri and Luke followed. But for a brief moment there, if anyone was looking, they would be able to see a glint of disappointment on Luke's face.